Good evening to all of you.
Very good.
Good evening, ma'am.
So how many of you have joined so far? How many of you have joined? Yes, anybody? Yeah. କେତେ ଜଣ ଅଛ? Akshay, can you count and say how many of you are present till now?
Ma'am, 8 numbers.
8 ଜଣ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା 9 ଜଣ ହେଲେ।
ରେଷ୍ଟ କୁଆଡେ ଗଲେ? ଏକ୍ସାମ ସରିନି?
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆଜି ସରିଗଲା।
ସରିଗଲା ତ all of you should join. What's the matter? Why are not they joining? एग्जाम सरीगला तो जॉइन करिबा कथा ना फर्स्ट डे रे 60 अबव थिले आई थिंक अप्रोक्सीमेटली 66
ଆଜ୍ଞା
so why so poor attendance is it not counted in order to give your exam or is it not necessary? Okay, so we should start. Let others join. How many of you are joining?
हम ଜଏନ୍ କଲେଣି ଆଉ ପିଲା ଜଏନ୍ କଲେଣି ଆସି
Okay, but see, it's a matter of serious issue. Okay, you are not attending, and the resource person or the teacher is doing so much effort while analyzing and discussing the things to you, and there is very little effort from your side. It's very discouraging. Also, some participants are not participating in the discussion. They are not saying anything. No questions, no participation. At least this is not expected. It's very unfortunate that these things are happening. So far we have discussed in our last class. Akshay, you are not present in the last class. Are you present? Were you present?
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ମୁଁ ପଢିଥିଲି ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର ରାତି ପିରିୟଡ ମୋର ମର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ସିଫ୍ଟ ଥିଲା ତ ମୁଁ ଆଉ ବାଟରେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟାରେ ଗଲି ସ୍କୁଲ ସାରିକି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆଉ ଜଏନ୍ କରିପାରିଲିନି ଆଉ
Acha. And the rest? I think you should give a message in your group. Okay.
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍
that those who are not joining, they should join. Okay. So I think we have almost finished up our discussion. Almost finished the unit 7. Now today we'll discuss about unit 8, your curriculum renewal. Do you think there is a need for curriculum renewal? Yes, I will discuss with you today. There will be no such lecture from my side. Why do you think that curriculum renewal is a necessary thing? Or is a necessity on the part of the teaching learning process of the stakeholders, those who are involved in the planning, designing, and implementation of the curriculum? Actually, if you are thinking that that should be a renewal, then please justify on what basis or what are the reasons on the basis of which you are saying these things.
मैम जो पुराना करिकुलम जो हिसाब से सेट ହେଇଥିଲା ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଏତେ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ନଥିଲା तो टेक्नोलोजी इंटीग्रेशन हबा ता संगे से जो माने विभिन्न प्रकार लाइफ स्किल ऊपर केवल सेथरे माने वोकेशनल टीच एजुकेशन को मध्ये प्राधान्य दिया जिवो आगुरु सेमति नथिला बेसी थियोरेटिकल रहउतला तो सेउडा चेंज हे कि सब मॉडर्नाइज हवा दरकार मैम टाइम सहित ताला दे चलिया पई
Good. Okay. Am I visible? No.
नहीं मैम
Let me share my screen first. Discuss. Is it visible now? Is my screen visible now?
यस मैम
Okay. So we are on the last part, that is your curriculum renewal. Particularly curriculum renewal refers to the process of reviewing the curriculum plan. Whenever you are reviewing the curriculum, there is a need to review the curriculum in order to know the present compatibility of the curriculum with the current curricular needs of the child, curricular needs of the teacher also. What are the curriculum gap or curricular problem the teacher is facing? And if you are thinking that the curriculum is not effective on the part of meeting the curricular expectation of the stakeholders involved in the teaching learning process or the curriculum planning implementing process, then there should be revision in the curriculum. So there are some questions that we should highlight upon whenever we are thinking of a revision in the curriculum. So what are the basic questions? Whether a curriculum is suitable in the present context or not. Does it, the curriculum as planned is delivered? आमे जहा प्लानिंग करथिले करिकुलर प्लानिंग रे जतबेला करिकुलम आमे डिजाइन करथिले जहा करिकुलर प्लानिंग हेतिला implementation stage रे बा deliberation stage रे if there is some coordination aligned coordination अच्छी कि नहीं किंबा if there exists some gap, then if you find that there exists some gap, then we may go for a curriculum renewal. How far the intended target group is benefited? That means our plan is to meet the objectives to meet the curricular expectations. So how far we have achieved that purpose? Whether the curriculum that we have planned and implemented, it includes the latest methodologies or not. If it does not address the current needs or current challenges or current innovations that has been taken place in the society or community or the educational setup, then we should go for a curriculum renewal. So our first statement or first sentence is saying about that curriculum renewal addresses the changing needs of society, learners and knowledge domains. So there is a need for curriculum evaluation. Curriculum renewal करिया पई हमको कौन करिया पड़िबो गोटे curriculum evaluation आगे करिया पड़िबो. Evaluation में कौन देखिबा? Yes, anybody? किए कहि परिबो? Evaluation केमति करिबा?
Continue.
We have just yes. Yes, who is saying something?
Yes, ma'am. I said. Ma'am, continuous and
Yes.
evaluation.
What you were saying? Yes. Need for curriculum evaluation. तो हमें गोटे न्यू करिकुलम डेवलपमेंट करबा को जाउछे हमको फर्स्ट करंट करिकुलम रो लैकुना बा कोन डेफिशिएंसी रही जाईची ताको वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द what are the deficiencies that lies or exist in the present curriculum. So we have to evaluate the curriculum. Similarly, at the same time, we have to review the curriculum under implementation. Whenever we are implementing the curriculum, at the same time, we have to also evaluate simultaneously that whether the curriculum is suitable or not. Similarly, to remove the deadwood and update an existing curriculum. Deadwood means what? Obsolete ideas and practices. That we can say that deadwood. Obsolete ideas and practices that does not require to be placed in a curriculum. That should be removed. That is the deadwood. To find out the effectiveness of a curriculum, we have to formulate a curriculum in terms of the achievement of its immediate as well as long-term objectives. If we are envisioning a curriculum, then we should also have to consider that whether the curriculum is designed or implemented on the basis of its learning achievement, targeted learning achievement, simultaneously its long-term vision. In the long run, how it will be affecting or providing or giving suitable provision for the learners or the advancement of the career advancement of the learner. So it should have a long-term purpose. Next is there are various sources of curriculum evaluation. One is learners. If you are observing that maximum learners are not able to achieve the targeted goal that has been the curricular goal or expectations that has been designed. So you need to evaluate the present curriculum. Teachers and other subject experts, they can help in the curriculum mapping. That means which is the process of content alignment in accordance with the curriculum goals. The content expert or subject experts will analyze or they will do the curriculum mapping in order to review that whether the curriculum or the contents are aligned with the curriculum goals or not. Here also policymakers at the national and state level, CBSE, NCERT, NOS, National Open School, Board of Secondary Education, Odisha, state boards, they have also significant role about the current and the envisaged changes in the government policies regarding the economy, industry, agriculture, and education. Because all these domains or all these areas, subject areas are continuously evolving. They're changing. Our education sector is changing, our economic structure is changing, our industrial sector is also growing. So, in accordance with the current scenario or current sectors, sectoral changes, according to the sectoral changes, we have to also revise our curriculum and review our curriculum. Next is your community. Community is also an important source. If the curriculum is not as per the needs and requirements of the community, so it should also be changed or it should be modified. Next is your dropout samples. Dropout samples we can take as a source because we will analyze if dropouts is happening, then what is the basis or what is the reason of their dropouts. So we can take the viewpoint of the dropout students or learners, why they are being dropped out. We may conduct a diagnostic test to administer the dropout, rates, particularly the children who are being dropped out from the schools. Next is your employers and entrepreneurs. The opinion of the employers and the entrepreneurs also be considered, because they are also the important stakeholder in our society or in our community, and they also significantly affect the economic condition or social condition of the child. So if you are involving those stakeholders in the curriculum decision-making process or in the curriculum evaluation process, then they will reflect on the strength and weakness of the curriculum also. And then there are various methods of curriculum evaluation. What are these methods? Continuous monitoring. Yes. We have to monitor the present curriculum in order to, if you are proposing a new curriculum, whether it is, where does the deficiency lies or where we need to modify the curriculum. Which particular curriculum that is not suitable or that particular ideas or inputs that are obsolete, we should discard them. Also, you have to monitor from the point of view of the stakeholders' point of view. That means, in some situation, it is seen that the curriculum planning at the national level does not suit the needs of the local stakeholders or local bodies. नेशनल लेवल करिकुलम हमें फ्रेम कर दोचे, बट जेतेबेले हमें देखुचे गोटे ट्राइबल एरिया बा रूरल एरिया को हमें जाउचे जोठी की नेसेसरी रिसोर्स नाही, नेसेसरी इक्विपमेंट्स नाही फॉर इफेक्टिव content delivery, then in that particular case the effective transaction or implementation of the curriculum cannot be done. Next is you have to collect feedback from all the stakeholders, from the school, from the experts, from the curriculum designers, from the teachers, from the community members, from the SMCs. You have to take continuous feedback whether the curriculum is suitable for the current needs of the children or not. Next is your redesign. Redesign means your renewal or reformation. Similarly, aligns educational experience with future demands and innovations. So what are the future demands and innovations that must be taken into consideration? There are various models of curriculum evaluation. We'll discuss it. One is your Tyler's model. It is one of the most popular planning model developed by Tyler in 1949. So Tyler's model considers three primary sources of curriculum: students, society, and subject matter, in formulating tentative general objectives of the program that reflects the philosophy of education and the psychology of learning. Tyler's particularly have emphasized on four basic questions. Number one is your what educational purposes should the institution seek to attain. There are some institutional goal or vision regarding the achievement of the curricular goal we have discussed in our last class. Institutional goal. So what educational purposes should the institution seek to attain? Number one. Next is what educational experiences are likely to attain these objectives. Or we can say that what instructional strategy we can use to attain these objectives. How can this educational experience be organized effectively? That means organization of learning experience of the child. How can we determine whether these purposes are being attained? That means we have to assess and evaluate whether the learning objective we have fixed or at the institution level, whether it has been achieved at the end or not. If it is not achieved, then we have to need to change the present curriculum. Next is your SIP model. It was developed by Daniel Staplebeam and colleagues in the 1960s. SIP is an acronym for context, input, process, and product. So we have to evaluate along with these four aspects. We have to evaluate the context, the input, the process, and the product. This model defines evaluation as the process of delineating, obtaining, and providing useful information for judging the decision alternatives. That means the SIP model particularly moves around the four basic questions. What are the four basic questions? What should we do? What should you do is your context. Next is how should we do? How should you do? It is your process. Are you doing it as planned? It is your input. And did the program work? It is your evaluation or product. So, SIP model is also revolves around these four questions. We don't need to actually elaborate this. So these are the basic concepts. Whenever we are thinking of a renewal of the curriculum, we should take into consideration. If there is any question, then you should ask me. Otherwise, we will move to the block 3. Yes, 5 minutes. Time has been given to you. If you have any question, you can ask me. Yes. No question? No question, yes or no? We'll move to block 3.
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍
Okay.
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସ୍କ୍ରିନଟା ସେୟାର କରୁଛନ୍ତି ମେସେଜ ଗୁଡ଼ା ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ତ?
ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି?
ହଁ ସ୍କ୍ରିନଟା ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ମେଲରେ ମେସେଜ ଗୁଡ଼ା ଶୋ କରୁଛି।
ମେସେଜ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମେଲରେ ଯୋଉ ମେଲ ଗୁଡ଼ା କେବଳ ସେଇ ମେଲର ଇଣ୍ଟରଫେସଟା ଶୋ କରୁଛି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ କିଛି ଶୋ କରୁନି?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ମେଲ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଜିମେଲର ଇଣ୍ଟରଫେସଟା ଶୋ କରୁଛି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା। ଏବେ
ସେମିତି କିଛି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇନି।
ଜିମେଲ ର ଇଣ୍ଟରଫେସ ଟା ଶୋ କରୁଛି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଓକେ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଯାଉଛି ପଛକୁ ଯାଇକି କହୁଛି। ଆଚ୍ଛା ୟାର ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ ଟା ଶୋ କରୁଥିଲା ନା ନାଇଁ?
ପ୍ରିଭିୟସରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେୟାର କରୁଥିଲେ ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ
ଏବେ
ଆପଣ ଆପଣ
No, ma'am, not
ପିଡିଏଫ୍
received.
ଓପନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା?
ଏବେ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି?
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
Ma'am, only the Gmail part is visible, madam.
ଓକେ ଓକେ। ଏବେ
ନୋ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଦେଖାହଉନି।
ଦେଖାଯାଉନି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ
ନା
କଣ ହେଲା କି? ଆଚ୍ଛା ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ ଟା ଦେଖା ଯାଉଥିଲା ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ ସ୍ଲାଇଡ?
No,
ନାଇଁ
ma'am.
ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କିଛି ଦେଖାହଉନି ଏତେ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ। ଖାଲି ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ଟା ଶୋ କରୁଥିଲା।
ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିବା ସ୍ଲାଇଡ ତ ଭିଜିବୁଲ ହଉନି।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍ ଟା ପାୱାର ପଏଣ୍ଟ ର ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍ ନା ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ପିଡିଏଫ୍ ରେ ଅଛି ସେଇଟା?
ନାଇଁ ପାୱାର ପଏଣ୍ଟ ରେ ଅଛି।
ଆପଣଙ୍କ ମୋବାଇଲରେ ଚାଲୁଛି?
ମୋ ମୋବାଇଲରେ ତ ଦେଖଉଛି।
ଆପଣ ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ସେୟାର କଲେ ଆପଣ ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ସେୟାର କଲା ପରେ ଶୋ କରୁନି ନା?
ଟିକେ ରୁହ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି button stop sharing turns off the mic. Share your screen. ଏବେ ହେଲା ଭିଜିବୁଲ?
ସେଇଟା ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଓପନ ହେଇନି
ନାଇଁ
ଏଇ ମେଲ୍ ଟାରେ ହିଁ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି। ଆପଣ
ପଢିଲେ ପାଗଳ ଲାଗୁଛି। ବାରମ୍ବାର କହୁଛି ଦିଦିକୁ ହଇରାଣ କର ଦିଦି କଣ ପାଇଁ ଆସୁନଥିଲା ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ପଢଉଛି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଏବେ ହେଲା?
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଶୋ କରୁନି।
ଟିକେ ପଢିଲେ ପଳେଇବୁ। ସାତଟା ସାଢେ ସାତଟା ବେଳେ ଯିବା।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆମେ ଟାଇମ ବହୁତ ଇଏ ହେଲାଣି ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଦେବା ସେମିତି କରିଦେବା ହେଲା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଠିକ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଅଛି।
ଅଳ୍ପ ପଢ।
Someone please mute yourself.
ଅଞ୍ଜଳି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଟିକେ ମ୍ୟୁଟ କରିଦେବେ।
Anjali, please mute yourself. Anjali, please mute yourself. Okay, let's go to the next block, that is your curriculum engagement. The site of curriculum engagement. So do you know the term, what is curriculum engagement? Who can say that what do you mean by curriculum engagement? Yes. Am I audible?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ।
Curriculum engagement occurs when the learning process helps in realizing the goals of a prescribed curriculum. There are some curricular goals we have been fixed. And whenever we are observing that, or whenever we are measuring that, the curriculum or the learning process are aligning, and the learning process is actually meeting the curricular objectives that has been described in the prescribed curriculum, then we are saying that curriculum engagement is occurring. So in order to be engaged learners, what we have to do? We must see the value of learning. That means the learners must see their own potential as learners, and they must have the access to resources for learning. Curriculum engagement କେତେବେଳେ ହେବ? ଯେତେବେଳେ curriculum ର goals ଆଉ objectives ସହିତ physical resource, material resource, human resource ସବୁତକ available ଥିବ. Everything is available. Then you can say that the curricular goal is achievable and the curricular engagement can be effective. Thus, the school plays a crucial role in curricular engagement because the school provides the necessary learning experience or the necessary curricular goals, a curricular experience to the child that is very much suitable on the part of the learner to achieve the learning outcomes that has been designed by the particular school. So school or the role of school is very important in shaping the behavior, the attitude, the values, the cognitive ability, simultaneously the vocational ability, the technical ability within the learner. So the concept of school philosophy from this point of view is very important. So if you are asking a learner that why they are coming to school and what things they particularly would like to learn, so what will be their answer if you are all have some interaction, close interaction with the learners or students? So can you point out or highlight on these questions? How, have you ever asked the learners why they are coming to school and what would they like to learn? କେହି ବି ଜଣେ ପଚାରିଛ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ? Yes? Yes or no? Nobody? But it should be asked. छोटे छोटे पिला जेତେବେଳେ स्कूल को आसंती, they have some learning expectations. केते जण बहुत खुशी रे आसंती पढिया पई, केते जण by compulsion आसंती पढिया पई इच्छा न थाए, but they have close relation with their family, so they do not want to go to the school. But जेतेବେଳେ हम पिला को पचारुचे why they have come to the school, particularly to the secondary level learner को जेतेବେଳେ हम पचारुचे, so they have a long term vision. तुम देखिथिबो सेकेंडरी लेवल रे गुटे एसे हमको दिया जाय तो एम ऑफ लाइफ, एम ऑफ लाइफ दिया जाय छै नहीं? यस और नो? देखिथिबो पिला माने लिखिथिबे बहुत गुटे जिंस लिखिथिबे, के लिखिथिबो मु इंजीनियर हेबी, के लिखिथिबो मु डॉक्टर हेबी, टीचर हेबी, स्पोर्ट्समैन हेबी. So they have different goal and they have different learning expectations. Some come to the school to get well educated. Some take admission to take informed decision. Some participate in the school program to be empowered. So they have different, learners have different learning expectations. So we have to particularly cater to the needs, or we have to meet the learning expectation of the child. If a child is wishing to pursue a career in sports, then we can use the playground as a learning resource for that particular child. Or in order to meet the curricular expectations of the child, that learning space should be utilized. So the scope and nature of curriculum gets articulated through the practice and ideology of the site of its implementations. Schools differ from each other in terms of their needs of the learners, the available resources, community in which it is located, school environment, management committees of the school, and the competence of the teachers. So these are the basic criteria. Particularly, if we can correlate that, suppose a school is situated in an urban area. Particularly, school A is constituted or constructed in an urban area, and the school has well-equipped technical facilities or material facilities, equipment facilities. And the teachers are also very much resourceful and technologically advanced. So the school particularly given an assignment regarding the project-based learning to the students. And the school is providing a technical support, particularly online, availability of online resources to explore and to design the project. This is the case of one particular school. Another school, school B, you can say, in the same particular region, same particular locality. They have no such technologically advanced equipments or resources available in their schools, but their teachers are very much efficient and they are using the learning experience of the child. They are using the technique of experienced learning approach in order to involve each and every learner in the project, in designing the project and solving the problem. So here we can say that the two schools differ from their ideologies. They have different ideologies. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So in that particular sense, we can say that whatever the resources or whatever the learning space available to us, we have to work accordingly on what innovations or what newness we can adopt in our teaching learning process. That depends upon the management committee, that depends upon the school environment, that depends upon the competence of the teachers. Similarly, by viewing the timetable of a school, we can easily know that what are the position or importance of the curricular, co-curricular and other curricular aspects in that particular school. गोटे टाइम टेबल जदि आम गोटे स्कूल देखि दउचे आम जानि परिबा जे गोटे से पर्टिकुलर स्कूल रे को सब्जेक्ट को बेसी इंपोर्टेंस दिया जाछि. If a school wants to advance in the curricular aspect, that means that school must have given importance to the learning achievement of the child, and for that purpose the school must design expected learning strategies or instructional technologies or instructions for the advancement or achievement of that particular group of children. Similarly, a school which ideology is to, or which has given emphasis on the sports. Some schools are there, they emphasize on co-curricular activities and other curricular activities. So those schools particularly will give importance on the co-curricular aspect of the children or advancement of the co-curricular knowledge of the children. So for that purpose, those schools will arrange or create a space for that particular activity to be prosper or that particular activity to be advanced. Next is your schools as a curricular site. School as a curricular site. So curricular site of a school comprises of both physical and psychological space that are made available in the school or a school creates. So curricular sites not only give an importance on the physical aspects, rather it also emphasizes on the psychological spaces that is available or that are made available in the school or the school creates. The physical sites particularly is expressed in terms of the infrastructural facilities available in the school. Similarly, the psychological aspect, if you take, it is the relationship aspect, or it is the relationship of the teacher-student, the student-student, teacher-administrator, teacher-teacher. So this relationship is also equally important for the development of the curricular expectations by the child. Because teachers and learners have to adjust to the infrastructure available to them in the schools. That is the, okay, what do you mean by infrastructure? Yes, anybody?
School building, toilet, then playground, boundary, all are these.
Very good. Your school building, your school playground, your library, laboratories, school environment or school playground, school boundaries, these are also the infrastructure of a school. So, though our infrastructure is not so advanced or is not so well equipped, but we can enhance the psychological aspect of our learners by with these limited resources or with these limited equipments. How we can develop this? There is also hidden curriculum we have discussed. Hidden curriculum means it is the curriculum that is not visible, that is not overt, or it is not the intended curriculum, but it is hidden within the school philosophy or within the school culture. It is the hidden curriculum that shapes the behavior, attitude, value, beliefs of the child. And it is through the hidden curriculum the child's overall personality becomes prosperous, becomes advanced. So it depends upon the physical, social, and cultural sides of the school. Infrastructure, all of you know, library should be well equipped, laboratory should be well equipped, school playground must be spacious, classroom should be well ventilated, proper lighting facility should be there, classroom also should not be overcrowded. Similarly, particularly whenever we are engaging the small children, there should be learning spaces or there should be some spaces in the wall so that the child will be engaged, particularly if there are so many students in that particular grade or class. Next is very important concept, your school culture or school climate. Besides providing the good infrastructural facility, a school has to also ensure the psychologically conducive environment for the learner. That means the learner will participate spontaneously in the teaching learning process without any fear. So it is the ethical responsibility of every school to provide a safe learning space to the child. So how this learning space can be created? This can be promoted by healthy relationship between the teacher and student, teacher and teacher, teacher and administrator, teacher and parents. And students must be also have been given the freedom to express their feelings with their teachers. Teachers also should be aware of the abilities and difficulties of each and every child, providing feedback on the basis of their behavior. So we can say that the teacher, parents, and learners must work collectively for healthy development of the learner. The schools which practice what they believe in make sure that their ideology gets reflected in their work also. That means we must be very clear whenever we are addressing any challenges, any deficiencies, or any issues regarding our children. If I am a class teacher of the school, then I must know each and every child personally. I must record the development, the strength, the weakness, or the areas in which the child can prosper well. I have to keep an anecdotal record, or I have to prepare a portfolio of each and every child where I have to continuously assess the child, record his progress, or record his strength and weakness, and at the end, I will also evaluate whether the child has been able to meet the prescribed curricular objectives or not. This is the responsibility of the school and the teacher. If you are aware about our roles, if you are aware about our responsibilities, then we can create a conducive environment that is beneficial for the learner and the teachers. Okay? Particularly a school in Chhattisgarh, a government school in Chhattisgarh. A very good example has been given in your, particularly in your textbook. And the teacher, what she has or he has done, each class was found with a wall full of learners' worksheet. That means the teacher has designed the classroom as the learner's workplace. Beneath each learner's work, suggestions have been given by the teacher, and learners also have been given some feedback on their peers. ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗମାନଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ପିଲାମାନେ କିଛି ରିମାର୍କସ୍ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି, ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗମାନଙ୍କର ମେରିଟ୍ସକୁ ସେମାନେ ହାଇଲାଇଟ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଟିଚର ମଧ୍ୟ ରେକର୍ଡ କରିଛି, and it is easily accessible to all. Anybody from the class or any teacher or parents of the school also can go and find out what the child has done. Don't you think it is very much flexible and very much beneficial for the learning of the child? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is, what is the role of teachers in curriculum engagement? Teacher play a very important role. Why? Because it is the teacher who is close proximity with the learner. Teacher is working with the learner. Teacher is a co-learner in the teaching learning process. So role of the teacher in transacting the curriculum is very important. While framing the curriculum, we should identify and listen the suggestions of the teachers towards the curriculum implementation and its development. Because teachers have a direct experience of working with the learners. They have spent so many hours with the child that they know each and every aspect of the child or the developmental process of the child, their intellectual needs, their cultural, social context. The teacher must be aware about the cultural and social context of the child. We can say here that, suppose we are appointed in a tribal school. The school which do not understand the school language, particularly the school language, they have their own regional language. So in that particular case, the teacher should not directly introduce the school language to the students, because the students will not be able to understand that what the teacher is saying. So first of all, the teacher must know the culture of that particular community or the locality. The teacher must be acquainted with the students' needs, their culture, their value system. The teacher, first of all, must learn. After learning the cultures, the value system, the belief system, the language of that particular region or area, then the teacher will make his plan how to transact the curriculum. So in that particular case, you can say that the teacher must be also resourceful. The teacher's attitude, perception, and experience should be taken into consideration. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there is an important concept we can highlight upon. Teachers also collaborate their thoughts and actions. That means teachers also work collaboratively in performing some activity while they're thinking that that particular activity is suitable to achieve a particular goal. That's why you have your PLC. PLC, all of you know. Professional Learning Community.
PLC.
Can you highlight upon the term, Akshay? What is a PLC?
Out remember.
Professional Learning Community, PLC.
Professional learning community. ମନେକର ଯେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ମନେକର ଜଣେ ଭଲ ମାନେ ମାଟି କୁମ୍ଭାର ଲୋକ ସେ ମାଟିରେ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ତିଆରି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆଣିକି ମଧ୍ୟ ସ୍କୁଲରେ କିଛି କଣ୍ଢେଇ ତିଆରି କରିବା ମାଟିରେ ଜିନିଷ ତିଆରି କରିବା ଏଇ ଟାଇପର ତାକୁ ଶିଖେଇବା କି ଜଣେ ଚିତ୍ରକରକୁ ଡାକି ଚିତ୍ର ଶିଖେଇବା ଏଇ ଟାଇପର
Very good. PLC ରେ ଆମେ ଲୋକାଲ ଏକ୍ସପର୍ଟ ଯାହାର ଫିଲ୍ଡ ନଲେଜ ଅଛି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ଡାକି ପାରିବା ହଁ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଇନକ୍ଲୁଡ କରିବା ଥିଓରିଟିକାଲ ନଲେଜ ଯାହାର ଅଛି ତାଙ୍କୁ ବି ଇନକ୍ଲୁଡ କରିପାରିବା ଆମର ଟିଚର୍ସ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଇନକ୍ଲୁଡ କରିପାରିବା ଆଡମିନିଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଟର ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଇନକ୍ଲୁଡ କରିପାରିବା ଏକ୍ସପର୍ଟ କରିକୁଲମ ଏକ୍ସପର୍ଟ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଇନକ୍ଲୁଡ କରିପାରିବା so we have to analyze and we have to review the curriculum from time to time and we should organize the professional learning communities where we can discuss regarding our difficulties that we are facing while dealing at the field level. Particularly teacher mane bahut gude difficulties face karandi school point re because they are the direct interactors with the child. They are the direct service provider to the child. So they face the difficulties. It is not the expert who is designing the curriculum. They are facing the difficulties. So teachers should be connected with these experts, with these local educational leaders, university professors, college lecturers, so that any kind of difficulties the teacher is facing, they may be addressed at any point and any time. That is the objective of professional learning community. The different professionals will work together to solve a particular problem. They may take a discussion. They may organize a debate. Okay. Thank you, Akshay, for your participation. Next is
welcome.
Teachers as researchers in the development of curriculum. तुम्हें वर्तमान देखुथिबो अब स्कूल सब एक्शन रिसर्च ऊपर बहुत एम्फासिस दियाउछि ना नहीं एक्शन रिसर्च पई ग्रांट भी आसुची गवर्नमेंट रु particularly NEP 2020 में हाईलाइट करची on research and innovation. So why this? Yes, Akshay.
मैम प्रेरणा ट्रेनिंग हम सब जाइथिलु सेठी कहिथिले हम करिया पई जो डाइट रो आस्थिले ସେମାନେ କହିଥିଲେ ଆକ୍ସନ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଉପରେ କାମ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ କିଛି ପଇସା ବି ଦଉଛି ସେଥିପାଇଁ
yes government is providing ହଁ ପଇସା ବି ମିଳୁଛି ତମକୁ ତମେ ଏଟାକୁ ଫେଜ ୱାଇଜ ରେ
କହିଛନ୍ତି ମୁଁ ହଁ ସେ କହିଛନ୍ତି କିଛି ପିଲାଙ୍କ ଲିଷ୍ଟ କାଢିକି ସେ କିଛି ସବୁ ବର୍ଷ ଦେବେ ଆମକୁ ଆମେ କରିବୁ ବୋଲି କହିଛନ୍ତି
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଭେରି ଗୁଡ particularly ଏଟା ଗୋଟେ ଫେଜ ମ୍ୟାନର ରେ ଚାଲିଛି ହେଲା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ତ ସବଜେକ୍ଟ डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट रु गोटे फर्स्ट फेज रे निया है किछि टीचर माननकु ସେମାନେ research କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାପରେ next phase ରେ ଆଉ କିଛି teacher ମାନଙ୍କୁ ନିଆ ହବ ତ research and innovation should be a regular part of the teaching learning process. Why there arises the necessity of doing research? Because a teacher whenever is engaging in the teaching learning process, he is simultaneously doing some research activity. Continuously he is doing research. Yes or no? ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ଆମ କ୍ଲାସର maximum ପିଲା particularly English language ସେମାନେ English sentence ପଢି ପାରୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି ତ main reason କ'ଣ? What is the main reason? ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ reason ଖୋଜୁଛି then it is research. ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ concerned ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେଇ ପିଲାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ concerned ଅଛି those students who are not performing better, those students who are lagging behind, I am finding out the cause. Why these students are not attending? Why these students are not participating? Why these students are lagging behind? Or why their inattentive in the class? So whenever I am exploring the reason or diagnosing the reason behind the particular problem, then I am doing research. And action research is particularly done by a classroom teacher in order to solve the immediate classroom problem or immediate classroom situation. So research, teachers as a research in the development of curriculum, teachers should work for the betterment of the child, and for that purpose the teachers should do action research. Action research रे कौन step? Same thing tomorrow, plan, act and reflect. Planning करूची, I have setting my learning objectives, I have preparing my interventions or methodologies or instructions, I am acting upon it. In my implementation stage, again I am evaluating it whether my technique or my instruction or my methodologies or my activity is suitable for the learner or not. If my methodology is not suitable, again I will plan. So it's a cyclical process. I have to act, plan and reflect. So this is the core idea of formulation of action research. There are different steps you must have known that. First of all, I will select the problem. ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଲି ମୋ କ୍ଲାସର ଜିଓଗ୍ରାଫିରେ ଭୂଗୋଳରେ ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସିମମ୍ ପିଲା ମାନଚିତ୍ର ଅଧ୍ୟୟନ କରିପାରୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ମ୍ୟାପ୍ ରିଡିଂ ହଉନାହିଁ। ତ ମୁଁ କଣ କରିବି? ମ୍ୟାପ୍ ରିଡିଂ ପ୍ରାୟ ଟିଚର ଛାଡି ଦିଅନ୍ତି କ୍ଲାସରେ। Yes or no? They don't
Yes,
think
ma'am.
it is an important activity. Map reading in geography is very important. ତ ମୁଁ କଣ କରିବି? ଦେଖିଲି ତ ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସିମମ୍ ପିଲା ମୋ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଜିଓଗ୍ରାଫିରେ ମ୍ୟାପ୍ ରିଡିଂ କରିପାରୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ କଣ କରିବି? That is my problem. ମୁଁ ସେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ କୁ ମୁଁ ସିଲେକ୍ଟ କଲି। ମତେ ଜିଓଗ୍ରାଫିରେ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ଭୂଗୋଳ ଅଧ୍ୟୟନରେ ମାନଚିତ୍ର ଦକ୍ଷତାର ବିକାଶ, ଏଟା ହେଲା ମୋର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ। ତାକୁ ମୁଁ ସେଇ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ କୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆଇଡେଣ୍ଟିଫାଇ କଲି, ମୁଁ ଦେଖିବି ତା ଉପରେ କଣ କଣ ଥିଓରିଜ ଅଛି, ଏଷ୍ଟାବ୍ଲିଶ ଥିଓରିଜ କଣ କଣ ଅଛି ମାନଚିତ୍ର ରିଲେଟେଡ, ମ୍ୟାପ୍ ରିଲେଟେଡ କଣ କଣ କାମ ସବୁ ଆଗରୁ ହେଇଛି ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ପଢିବି ଆগে। ରିସର୍ଚର ମାନେ ସବୁ ଦେଇଥିବେ ତାଙ୍କର ଭ୍ୟୁ, ସେମାନେ କଣ ମେଥଡୋଲୋଜି ୟୁଜ କରିଛନ୍ତି, କଣ ଟେକ୍ନିକ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି, ତାଙ୍କର ଫାଇଣ୍ଡିଙ୍ଗସ କଣ ବାହାରିଛି। ତା ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ କଣ କରିବି, ଲିଟରେଚର ସବୁ ପଢିବି, ରିଭ୍ୟୁ କରିବି ତା ଉପରେ। That is your review of related literature. ମୁଁ ସେଠୁ ପାଇଲି ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ ଇନପୁଟ ମୁଁ ପାଇବି, ତା ଭିତରେ ମୁଁ କିଛି ଗୁଡେ କଣ କରିବି, ମୁଁ list out କରିବି। These methodologies or this technique I will apply. Then I will collect data. Data କଣ କଲେକ୍ଟ କରିବି? ମୋ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଯଦି 40 ଜଣ ପିଲା ଅଛନ୍ତି, 20 ଜଣ ପିଲା କରିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି, ବାକି ଆଉ 20 ଜଣ କରିପାରୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ସରି 30 ଜଣ କରିପାରୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି, 10 ଜଣ କରିଦଉଛନ୍ତି। ତାମାନେ ମୋର କ୍ଲାସରେ ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସିମମ୍ ପିଲା ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନେ କରିପାରୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ତାହେଲେ ସେଟା ମୋର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ। ଯଦି ମୋର ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସିମମ୍ ପିଲା କରିଦଉଛନ୍ତି ତା ପାଇଁ ସେଟା ମୋ ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ନୁହେଁ। ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ ନା ନାଇଁ? ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ କେତେବେଳେ? Whenever I am finding out that maximum children are not achieving their learning objective. ତାପରେ ମୁଁ କଣ କରିବି? ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ଲିଷ୍ଟ ବନେଇବି, ମାନଚିତ୍ରର କୋଉ ଆସ୍ପେକ୍ଟରେ ସେମାନେ ଅଧ୍ୟୟନ କରିପାରୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ଦିଗ ନିର୍ଣ୍ଣୟ କରିପାରୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ତାଙ୍କର ଅକ୍ଷାଂଶ ଦ୍ରାଘିମାରେ ସ୍ଥାନ ଗୁଡ଼ିକୁ ନିରୂପଣ କରିପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି କଣ କରିପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି पर्टिकुलरली को आस्पेक्ट रे ताଙ୍କର डिफिकल्टी रहुछि ताको मु किछु ता पई मु कोन करिवि किछु क्वेश्चन मु तयारी करिवि बा किछु मु ताको पिक्चर देबी बा ब्लैंक डायग्राम देबी तमर कोन सेटा कोहा छै गोटे रेखांकित मानचित्र जेते ब्लैंक थिबो किछि स्पेस नथिबो प्लेस रो ना नथिबो तो सेइतरे मु कोन करिवि ताको डिफरेंट प्लेस को कहबी एठी तुमे दिग अनुसार डिफरेंट प्लेस को तुमे कोन करैथि प्लेस करो एभले एक्टिविटी मु ताको बहुत गुडे देबी देखिबी पिला मानकर किछि इंप्रूवमेंट हो नाही याको मु गोटे सीरीज वे रे याको मु रिकॉर्ड करिवि फर्स्ट डे रे मु कोन कली बा गोटे वीक रे मु कोन काम कली तो एभली भाव रे कोन करिवि मु प्रीवियसली गोटे मु डाटा कलेक्ट करिथिबी जे जोटु मु जानिली कि मैक्सिमम पिलांगर डिफिकल्टीज अछि त ता पई मु गोटे वर्कशीट तयारी करथिबी तापर मु इंटरवेंशन देली गोटे वीक रे इंटरवेंशन परे मु देखिली किछि फरक पडू नाही बा किछि इंप्रूवमेंट हो नाही तापर मु कोन करिवि मो टेक्निक को पुणी आ गोटे वीक रे मु आ गोटे टेक्निक लगेई एई बली तीन थर मु टेक्निक चेंज कला परे मोर फोर्थ जो टेक्निक मु यूज कली देखिली सेइतरे मैक्सिमम पिलांकर इंप्रूवमेंट हेई जाइछ मैक्सिमम पिला दे आर एबल टू अचीव दैट लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव तो मोर कोन हला मोर जो प्रीवियस डाटा थिला वर्तमान मोर जो न्यू डाटा मोर पाइली 40 जण रु मोर कोन कले 20 जण वर्तमान 30 जण करि परछंती आउ 10 जण करि परु नाहांती प्रीवियसली जोटा थिला 30 जण करि परु नाहांती 10 जण करि परछंती सेटा मोर कोन हेइची 30 जण करि परछंती 10 जण आउ करि परु नाहांती तो सेठी मु कोन देखिली मु सेठी मु शो करिवि मोर प्री टेस्ट आ पोस्ट टेस्ट डाटा भितरे डिफरेंस तो प्री टेस्ट मो डाटा ये थिला मोर स्टूडेंट मानकर लेवल ये थिला पोस्ट टेस्ट रे लेवल एटकी पढी छी सेठी मो एनालिसिस रे मु लिखिबी बाय यूजिंग दिस टेक्निक्स द स्टूडेंट लर्निंग अचीवमेंट कैन बी इंप्रूव्ड सिग्निफिकेंटली दैट इज माय आउटकम मोर आउटकम एटा मोर रिसर्च रो आउटकम होची एटा तो ताको मु गोटे रिपोर्टिंग फॉर्मेट रे रिजल्ट को मु कोन करबी प्रोड्यूस करबी जतरा मु गोटे रिपोर्ट तयारी करूची रिपोर्ट फॉर्मेट रे मु ताको प्रेजेंट करबी बुझियला हाउ विल डू एक्शन रिसर्च
आज्ञा आज्ञा
या पे आ गोटे क्लास दरकार एक्शन रिसर्च इज अ वेरी ब्रॉड एरिया कोन करबी केमती करबी कहा को नेबी हला हमर अल्प टिके अछि त हम एतिक डिस्कशन कर दोछि एक्शन रिसर्च ऊपर स्पेशल क्लास दरकार हाउ टू कंडक्ट इट पर्टिकुलरली को सब्जेक्ट रे कोन कोन हम नै परिबा हम लर्निंग आउटकम जोडा अछि हमें ताको प्रॉब्लम सर्वे नै परिबा सैंपल सेमती एक्शन रिसर्च सब तमर क्लासरूम पिलां को ही तमे नबो जो स्कूल तमे पढौछो आ जो सब्जेक्ट रे डिफिकल्टीज अछि नेक्स्ट इज टीचर एज ए क्रिटिकल pedagogue टीचर इज ए क्रिटिकल pedagogue केमिति हमें कहिबा हाउ क्रिटिकल पेडागोजी आगे कौन हमें बुझिबा दरकार तापर हमें जिबा टीचर एज ए क्रिटिकल पेडागोजी कौन क्रिटिकल पेडागोजी इज ए कांसेप्ट that has been arising from the thought and action to challenge the dominant and oppressive ideologies that were constructed historically. So critical pedagogy is saying that schools should challenge the oppressive ideologies and they see teachers as potential actors in this process of social justice. The teacher, as a critical pedagogue, should ensure a democratic environment in his teaching learning process. मो क्लास रे डेमोक्रेसी मेंटेन होबा दरकार, सोशल जस्टिस मेंटेन होबा दरकार. I should not be biased on the basis of high achievers. ए माने भलो परफॉर्म करूछंती, ए माने भलो पार्टिसिपेट करूछंती, तो I will emphasize on those particular group of children. No. So critical theorists condemn the traditional ideologies. Traditional ideology रे हमर जो बेसिक एम्फासिस दिया होतला का उपरे देखिथिबो प्रीवियस स्कूल रे जो एमिति भी किछि स्कूल अछि वर्तमान भी अछि रिमोट एरियाज रे जोठी की कास्ट बेसिस रे पिलांग को ट्रीटमेंट करा होउछि लोअर क्लास बैकवर्ड क्लास हायर क्लास and the teachers are also doing that particular discrimination among the learner. But a teacher as a critical pedagogue should eradicate this kind of discrimination, exploitation. Yes, Lincoln, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay. So our existing structure of schooling is dominated particularly by the idea of management and control. Schools particularly should rely on the logic of preparing learners for the market economy, and this thinking is exacerbated in every component of the education. That means from curriculum to parents' expectations. Schools prepare learners for a differentiated social class division through excessive competitions and differentiated teaching practice. It is no secret that learners from affluent schools who have access to multiple resources are made to prepare for high-level testing situations as compared to those who struggle in managing even the basic resources such as textbook for study. So particularly, the schools must provide the necessary teaching learning material resources. Also, there should be a school climate should be conducive for the learning of the child. Particularly, if we say that there is a concept that is intrinsic motivation. Have you learned? Have you listened?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍
Intrinsic motivation କ'ଣ?
ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରିନ୍ସିକ୍ ମୋଟିଭେସନ ହେଲା ପିଲା ନିଜକୁ ନିଜେ ମୋଟିଭେଟ ହବ ମାନେ ତାକୁ ଏମିତି ଆମେ
Yes. Intrinsic motivation
ନିଜ
means
ଭିତରୁ
yes.
ନିଜ ଭିତରୁ ମୋଟିଭେସନ ଆସିବ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟର
Self motivated.
ୱିଦିନ୍
Self motivated students. So particularly teacher, whenever is interacting with the child, the teacher should make comfortable to the child to participate in the teaching learning process or in the teaching learning discourse. Teachers' action in the classroom reflect their thoughts and ideologies. Particularly, the teachers' actions related to the school, their colleagues, the society, and the learner, and their expectations regarding the learning and achievement. So teachers, first of all, should analyze their own ideologies, their own values, their notions and actions. So if a teacher herself holds the bias against any religious group or any particular ethnic sect, her action will reflect her biasness. So teacher should be neutral in his opinion regarding particularly the sensitive to the backgrounds of her learners. As a teacher, I cannot say this religion ko accept karo. I cannot say this. The teacher should respect. The teacher should give importance to the language, the culture, the ideologies, the value of each and every learner. A critical teacher will engage her students in talks related to social justice and oppression of people around them. A critical teacher allows her students to critically reflect on the regions of inequality that exist in the society. And if there is some role of education, the teacher will also motivate the learner to go for it. A critical thinker or a critical teacher allows the child to think about bringing justice in the society through education. So, thinking critically is not an easy job. It should be installed in the teacher education curriculum also, or courses also. So while building, whenever we are emphasizing the curricular, meeting the curricular expectation of the child, at the same time, we should also must focus on the personality development of the child, his attitude, his values, his decisions. It should also have been given equal importance. And a move towards building a democratic space must be initiated, wherein the students are equal participant with the teachers. That means teacher is a co-learner, learner is a co-teacher. This is all about your Unit 9. Okay. If you have any doubt, we can make it clarify within 5 minutes. If you have no doubt, then we move to the next unit. Yes. Any doubt nahi, बहुत simple concept na kona. Akshay,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
doubt କିଛି ଅଛି?
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ସିମ୍ପଲ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲେନ କଲେ ତ ବୁଝି ହେଇଗଲା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ତ ଏଇଭଳି ତୁମକୁ କିଛି ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଥ୍ରୁରେ ତୁମେ ଯଦି ବୁଝିବ, then it will be more better than ତୁମେ ଯଦି ଟୋଟାଲ ପଢିବ ନା ତୁମ ବହି ଟେକ୍ସଟ ବୁକ୍, you will not be able to understand anything.
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
So you have to make it simplified. You have to make it discussed. But in your textbook, there has been given so many examples. You can also write it down. Next is your curriculum implementation in school. Next unit, unit 10. Implementation of the curriculum is a complex process because it involves the equal participation or equal role of each and every stakeholder involved in the teaching learning process. That means your parents are involved, your teachers are involved, school community is involved, state and the country is involved. So whenever we are implementing the curriculum, we should focus on all these aspects. Also, we have to give importance on the holistic development of the child, or we have to create a holistic learning environment for the child. So in this unit, we will study about the implementation of the curriculum in the schools. So curriculum implementation involves a set of experience within the school and outside the school. There are so many learning experience for the child. That means your formal adaptation of the curriculum in the schools, and also the values, the attitudes, the morality that should be developed outside the school. So during the implementation of the curriculum, learners engage themselves with the content to acquire the envisioned skill and abilities. So the curriculum developers need to account the factors that help teachers in meeting the goals set in the curriculum. Any flaw in the planning gets reflected in its implementation too. So at the time of actual implementation, the curriculum planners should reflect on the success and drawback of the curriculum. Curriculum planners must review what are the drawbacks and what are the success of the curriculum. So it is the shared responsibility of both the parents, teachers, community members, your administrators, experts, resource persons. So all have equal role in the implementation phase. Similarly, if you find that some curriculum is not working, actually not beneficial for the students, then you have to review it, you have to renew it. So implementation stage re amuku madhya review karibaku padibo whether the curriculum we have designed is actually beneficial or not working for the child. So transacting curriculum into learning situations. So curriculum at a larger perspective prescribes what schools should do. Curriculum shows a path to the teacher or the school that what should be done in a particular curriculum intercourse. For illustration, if a kindergarten school is following the Froebel approach means on which philosophy the Froebel approach has been laid is based? Yes? Which philosophy? Learning by doing. Or the learning should be embedded in a meaningful play. It suggests that activity-based approach that integrates playing, singing, dancing, gardening as a means of giving learning experience to young children. Particularly, if you can review that, a school in Bihar, they have developed a children's garden where the children were seen playing in sand tops. So they are writing alphabets, they are making toys, they are making some images by utilizing this sand. If you can see that, if we, particularly some schools, they have arranged their playground. So they have planted some trees in their playground. And the name of these trees is also written. So while moving around or roaming around the playground, the child will also learn the names of these trees. So in that particular sense, we can say that that school particularly motivates the learners to learn the name of different trees. Particularly if you say the situation of Santiniketan in West Bengal, that has been envisioned by Tagore, philosophy of Tagore. The ambience, the teaching methodology that is connected with the nature, the classroom structure, teachers, learners, and the scheme of assessment, everything you will find the Tagore's ideas, Tagore's philosophy. But what Tagore has, or what Tagore believed that children learn their lessons by thought, by body and mind. So schools should provide a learning space, a natural setting for the child, where the child will feel free to engage in the teaching learning process. So for that purpose, there are some factors that determine the implementation of the curriculum and its environment, role of the administrator, teachers, resources, the school environment. The school environment is an important concept for the implementation of the curriculum. It should be conducive for the child. Next is your administrator. Administrator have a very important role. Their approach should be mentoring, not on monitoring. I mean, the school particularly, I don't want to mention anyone's name. The BOs and DOs, whenever they are visiting the schools, they are only finding the fault of the teachers. Their role is only to finding the fault of the teachers. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, but particularly, what should be their role? Their role should be provide mentoring facilities or on-site academic support to the students. There is a very big gap between monitoring and mentoring. So, the approach of the administrator should be one of the mentoring approach, not the monitoring approach. That means they have a positive viewpoint or the positive constructive vision towards the teachers. Next is your teachers. Teachers play a very important role. All of you know that. Next is your resources. If the school does not have adequate facilities, physical facilities or educational materials, then we cannot say that effective implementation of the curriculum in that particular school can be made. Next is your mode of implementation or models of implementation. One of your model is social interaction model. But this model is saying this model perceives educational system as complex network of social relationship. That means a school must learn from other schools. And the school must learn from other schools or other neighborhood schools in their cluster. If one school is doing some innovative work, some innovative activities, then it must be adopted by the other school in that particular locality or neighborhood school. That is your social interaction model. Next is your center periphery model. Center periphery model, a central authority such as your KVs, your Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathanas, they have envisaged the plan and the ideas that need to be shared within the school, associated with them. So it is the curriculum that has been fixed by the central authority, and the necessary things or implementation have been done by the respective stakeholders. The decisions had been taken at a central level. Next is your learning system network model. Learning system network model posits learning in shifting centers of curriculum innovations. Particularly, this learning system network model focuses on the innovations and new ideas. Whatever new ideas and innovations they are observing or they are encountering, this innovative model and approach they will follow in their implementation part. This is your learning system network model. What Kamalini is sending? So many emojis. Kamalini, actually, you were there or not? What are you doing, Kamalini? Is the emojis are visible to me or visible to all of you?
All.
Okay. Next is teacher as a planner, as an implementer, and as an evaluator. Teacher works as a planner, as an implementer, as an evaluator. I think all of you have known this. I don't need to discuss it. There are so many examples given in your textbook. Just go through it. Next is your contextualization of learning. The famous educationist John Dewey has significantly highlighted that children are people. So they grow into tomorrow only as they live today. So whenever we are saying that the child does not understand, that means the lacuna is not with the child. That means the lacuna is with the system. And the curriculum is designed, it's not suitable for the child. The instructions or the activities or the transaction methodologies is not as per the need of the child. So curriculum should be contextualized according to the need, the ability, the efficiency of the child. So children feel motivated when they see learning as a continuous emerging from their own context, from their own learning experience. If it is not designed as per their learning experience, as per their context, then they will feel demotivated to participate in the teaching learning process. So in that particular case, the schools will be a boring and detached space for them. Next is providing varied learning experience. Schools should provide varying learning experience for the child. That means the modalities should be different. The teacher should be resourceful, open-minded, and ready to adapt innovative approaches in her teaching and learning. So we have to think incorporating multiple resources to provide differentiate learning environment. So for that particular purpose, suppose we can engage playway method in particular class, activity-based approach, we can use blended learning approach, flipped classroom approach. We can use playway method. Okay, so we can use varied methodologies to cater the needs of different levels of learners. Next is selection and development of learning resources. So whenever we are selecting the textbook and teaching learning materials, we have to consider the academic diversity that is persistent within the learners. And also we have to consider their learning styles, their maturity level, their interest, their abilities, we have to take into consideration. Similarly, while selecting or developing textbook or learning resources, it is important that they are representative of gender, cultural beliefs, race and ethnicity, abilities and disabilities, demography and linguistic, and of socio-economic status. It should raise above any personal opinion or prejudice. There should not be any kind of biasness or prejudice. We have to move upward in a progressive way. Previous textbook or traditional textbook analysis kariba, we can see that there are no example of female counterparts in any textbook. Suppose lekha ithibo, actually it was male dominated textbook. देखिଛ ना नहीं सबବେଳେ माँ को बा फीमेल मन को कैरेक्टराइज कराई दो पिक्चर they are doing the household chores and the male members are doing the outside activities. The character also being displayed in the textbook traditionally. Female members are being what their ideology or they are being oppressed. They are the oppressed group and the male counterparts of the dominant group. देखिछे ना textbook जेतरो character भी analysis करा जाय थाए किंतु वर्तमान nowadays the situation has been changed in curriculum, in textbook also equal importance has been given and in pictures also it is being displayed. Utilizing resources from outside of the school. We can also use our community resources. For example, if there is a good library in our community and our school does not have a library that is well equipped with books, journals, periodicals, so we can also use our community library. We can take our children, our students to that particular library, utilize our resources, community resources. Okay. Next is adopting suitable assessment modes. Assessment should be also flexible. It should not be rigid. If you are focusing on differentiated learning strategies, if you are encountering difference in learning styles, learning abilities, learning needs of the child, then assessment also should be different. Why we are using one single assessment criteria to evaluate the students that belong to different learning abilities and learning interests? Don't you think that it is unjustified? The assessment should be individualistic. It should not be whole group activity because we are analyzing the need, importance, the curricular expectations of each and every child individually. Then assessment also should be individually and it should be formative. Assessment should not be product oriented. It should be process oriented and it should be formative. Okay, this is all for your unit 10. Unit 2, unit 11. Curriculum leadership. Who is a curriculum leader? Yes, anybody want to say?
Teacher.
Very good. खाली टीचर आओ किए Hmm?
resource person, resource person.
Resource person ହେଇପାରିବେ ତୁମର school head ଯିଏ. They are also the curriculum leader. They are the important curriculum leader. ହଁ ନା ନାଇଁ?
Ma'am,
ଆମ
learners.
school ରେ yes, learners are the important stakeholder. Yes, but the curriculum leader, particularly the organizer, who is organizing different learning activities for the child. They are the teachers and the principals or the head teachers. ଗୋଟେ ସ୍କୁଲର performance better ହବ କି ନାହିଁ but ତାର school environment is conducive or not, that depends upon the leader, school leader, that is the principal, the teachers. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will take a 5 minutes break. We'll join at 9. How much time? 7:35, 34. We'll join up for 7:40. Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
At 7:40, we will join.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Curriculum leadership, particularly, is not be determined by an individual's title or years of experience. It is not an individual task. According to Wales, curriculum leadership is the essential function of school leadership. So it can be carried out both by a principal and the teachers. So the school principal and the teacher is responsible for making sure that the school has a quality curriculum and that is implemented effectively. The curriculum leader has to make sure that the curriculum goals are achieved, which is to maximize the learner's learning by providing quality in the content of the learning. The curriculum leadership focuses on what is learned and how it is taught. That means the curriculum and the instruction. Another goal of curriculum leadership is to develop schools as a learning organization. A school becomes a learning organization when individual, that means the teacher, learners expand their capacity to create results. And they truly desire and where people are continually learning to see the whole together. This form of leadership is viewed particularly in the following activities, particularly in the establishing objectives, structuring scope and sequence, choosing relevant textbook and resources, selecting appropriate forms of evaluation, and curricular development needs to be explored. The curriculum leaders must be work in order to achieve the learning objectives, and they are also responsible for structuring the scope and sequence. They are also responsible for choosing relevant textbook and resources, selecting appropriate forms of evaluation. These need to be explored. Glathon listed the essential function of curriculum leadership that should be carried out by the school and the classroom level. The school level रे हमें कौन कौन leadership नहीं परिवा to improve the school climate and to improve the learning outcome of the child, develop the school's vision of a quality curriculum. प्रति school रा किसी गुड़िए vision थाए regarding to impart quality curriculum. Supplement the national or states educational goals. Some national and state level goals has been prefixed in the curriculum. So the school will decide whether the school goal, the curriculum goal that has been envisioned by the school is aligning with the national and state's educational goals. Next, develop the school's own vision and mission. Develop a learning-centered schedule at the school level that should be done by the curriculum leaders. Determine the nature and extent of curriculum integration. Align the curriculum. Monitor and assist in curriculum implementation. The classroom level रे हमें कौन करी परिवा? Develop yearly planning of calendars for operationalizing the curriculum. Yearly planning of calendar means this is your calendar of activities that should be designed. Also, you have to develop the units of study, enrich the curriculum and remediate learning, evaluate the curriculum. That should be done at the classroom level. So any effective curriculum leader will have the following characteristics. Learner as a curriculum leader should continuously seek information, evidence, and resource to support current practice or develop new approaches within the school. This is the role of the learner as a curriculum leader. Next is your strategic thinker. They have a long-term vision. They are also work as a curriculum leader. They are actually your planner, curriculum planner. Next is relational. Relational means develop effective relationship with the teachers, learners, leadership, and other stakeholders to be able to work effectively and communicate with the group within the school. The relationship aspect also we have to think. This is your interpersonal skill. Next is action based. Action based means the ability to make decisions and act on them. Having knowledge is important, but unless we act accordingly, cannot develop. Need for curriculum leaders. Why there arises the need, or what are the importance of curriculum leaders? Curriculum leaders provides clarity. They provide clarity. If you find any deficiency or if you find any problem while transacting the curriculum or while delivering the curriculum, there arises the need for curriculum leaders. Next is your curriculum leaders provide the opportunity to establish goals. Curriculum leaders also uses effective inter-individual skills and establish climate that build consensus, empower others, and promote open and clear communication patterns. Curriculum leaders provide the opportunity for continuous improvement. These are the roles of curriculum experts. Tasks of a curriculum leader. What are the tasks of a curriculum leader? Teacher as a curriculum leader must have comprehensive understanding of the content areas. That means what to teach and how to teach. A teacher as a curriculum leader must be aware about the learning needs, learning aspirations of the child. If you will discuss on the pragmatic aspect, curriculum leaders must demonstrate a sophisticated understanding of the relationship between assessment data and instructional design. That means response to intervention paradigm. That means the curriculum leadership requires an ability to recognize the need for best design and implementation technique of a broad range of instructional variation. Curriculum leadership should recognize the need for best design, which design should be implemented, and that should be the best design. And the design should have the applicability of a broad range. And it should also have instructional variations as per the need of the child. The curriculum leadership requires more than a general understanding of psychology. It is not only concerned to psychology, but also curriculum leaders must consider the developmental, cognitive, emotional, and communicative factors as they relate to the reception and expression of content learning. The curriculum leaders must be the curriculum leaders, they have a very important role, particularly regarding the ongoing monitoring and debates of the changing policies at all levels of influence. What are the current needs or what are the changing policies that should be addressed by the curriculum leader? That should be made by the curriculum leader. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ତମର NEP 2020 କହୁଛି curriculum should be କଣ କହିଛି curriculum ଉପରେ? So whatever NEP 2020 is saying, child-centered pedagogy or focus on the learner, it is not a new thing. It is the repercussions of it is the reflection of the 1986 National Policy on Education. Or your craft-centered learning that has been envisioned in 1937 by Gandhiji in Warda scheme, work-centered education or basic education. So we have to make a connection between the new policies and the traditional policies that have been existed before. So we have to ensure, as a curriculum leader, ensure curriculum quality and applicability, integrating and aligning the curriculum implementing the curriculum efficiently, regularly also evaluating, enriching, and updating the curriculum. It is the role of the curriculum leader to do these following activities. So what are the role of the principal as a curriculum leader? Bureaucratic linkage. Are the formal arrangements of the school, which includes the rules, plans, supervision, and administrator, which allows the school to operate. The principal role is very important because he is the head, he is the authority, and who has the supreme power in order to adopt new innovative strategies for the betterment of the school, for the betterment of the learner, for the professional development of the teacher. So these bureaucratic linkages are the formal arrangements of the school. That means the rules, the plans, the supervision, the administrator, it is all set by the principal that allows the school to operate functionally or in a regulated way. Inter-individual linkage, one-to-one interaction. That means relationship between the teacher and students, student and student, teacher and teacher, teacher and principal, teacher and administrator. It should be, there should be an inter-individual linkage. Cultural linkage. Cultural linkage means the principal should ensure how teachers are thinking about their job and whether they are satisfied with their job or whether they have committed to their profession. It is the role of the principal to ensure that. Next is building a sustaining school vision. School vision that should be sustained. That means its goals and priorities are clear. Because only a good teacher can set clear, concise, realistic, relevant goals. Next is tapping the expertise of teacher leaders. A principal almost knows that which teacher has which capabilities or abilities. Yes?
Madam, inter-individual linkage how to say?
Inter-individual linkage.
Okay.
Inter-individual linkage means the linkage between the stakeholders within a school. Good school re different stakeholders achandi. Parents achandi, teacher achandi, students achandi, principal achandi, PTM SMC members man achandi na nandi. So it is the role of the academic leader as a principal. There should be coordination between all these stakeholders. Sabu stakeholder manang bhitare kemti coordination rahibo. Semanang bhitare kemti harmony rahibo, or the school, how the school will function in a peaceful manner. It is the responsibility of the leader. Bujhiyala Madhusmita?
Agya ma'am.
Okay. Question madhire ଟିକେ ପଚାରିଲେ ଟିକେ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ. No question, no discussion, no participation, low attendance. Okay. Tapping the expertise of the teachers. As a curriculum leader, the principal is very much aware about the effectiveness or talent or expertise of the teachers. Yes or no? Who teacher कौन काम देले से ठीक भाବରେ करि परिबो. काहाकू मैनेजमेंट दायित्व दिया जिवो, काहाकू केवल पाठपढ़ा दायित्व दिया जिवो, काहाकू अदर करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज रो दायित्व दिया जिवो. प्रिंसिपल और लीडर is very much aware to the teacher leader or the academic leader should utilize these aspects. Next is collaboration in work. The condition or the teaching learning situation where the teacher and students are interacting, it should be collaborative and cooperative. Manakara mu gote class re padhauchi, ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଲି ମୋର methodology ବା strategy is not useful. I can take the help of the other teachers also in that particular aspect. Other teachers who have particular mastery over that subject area or content. I can also take the help of the principal also or local resource person or experts. I don't feel inferiority that if I am facing any difficulty, I don't feel inferior that these things are not done by me. So before a teacher uses a new pedagogical skill, they need to know that the principal will be there to provide any kind of help. Professional help they paribe, psychological, emotional support they paribe, financial support they paribe, resource support they paribe. But other teacher mananku also you will employ to assist in that particular activity. So it is a collaborative work, teamwork. Okay. Next is your managing resources. For creation of good learning environment in school, a number of resources need to be managed. Resource means human resource, sufficient human resource thiba darkar, mane sufficient teaching staff thibe, staff in position, different subject teacher thibe. Gote school emiti bi situation hue. Okay. So recruiting and hiring the teachers, coordinating professional development activities. प्रथम हमको देखिए पड़े हम स्कूल में सफिशिएंट टीचर अछंती ना नांदी इट इज द रोल ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल जदि टीचर नाहंती डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट रे टीचर जदि नाहंती जदि मो पाखे साइंस टीचर अधिका अछंती आर्ट्स टीचर नाहंती ताले मु कोन करिवि रिपोर्ट करिवि टू द डीओ दैट आई नीड सम स्टाफ्स इन आर्ट्स बैकग्राउंड that is the responsibility of the academic leader to make aware about the staff position. So recruiting and hiring the sufficient teaching staffs. Similarly, coordinating professional development activities. Regular professional discussions should be made within the school. We can create a PLC, professional learning community. Making decisions on resources and school priorities. School development plan would theory with sub school. All of you must be aware about that. तो सही स्कूल डेवलपमेंट प्लान रे कौन डिसीजन निया जाए जहां स्कूल रे एग्जिस्टिंग रिसोर्स अच्छी हाउ वी कैन यूज और एक्सप्लोर दैट एग्जिस्टिंग रिसोर्स टू ऑप्टिमाइज आवर एजुकेशनल विजन और एजुकेशनल गोल scheduling time space and opportunities for teachers to work and learn together identifying resources and providing information to the staff arranging for substitute teachers visiting classrooms. These are all those things the teacher leader can do or academic leader can do as a principal. Next is role of the teacher as the curriculum leaders. What is the role of the teacher? Number one is resource provider. Teacher will provide necessary resource for effective curriculum transaction or teaching learning process. Teacher himself is a human resource and teacher should prepare some material resource in form of teaching learning material. Also, teacher need to develop some resources in order to effective content delivery or proper instructional instruction delivery. Next is your instructional specialist. It is a teacher who employs the instructions for effective teaching. The teacher is an instructional specialist. Curriculum specialist. The role of teacher as a curriculum in the curriculum has been highlighted in the previous class. In our previous class, we have discussed it in elaborately. How a teacher's role is very much important. Teacher as a mentor. Serving as a mentor is very important role of the teacher. Because whenever we are interacting in the classroom, students think teacher as the role models. Particularly, they observe each and every aspect of the teacher, how they are talking, how they are behaving, what is their attitude, what is their personality. So each and everything has been observed by the learner. So the role of the teacher as a mentor is very important. बर्तमान देखो तुम्हें जो यंग चिल्ड्रन मान भीतर जो टेंडेंसी सब देखा जाउची, they are doing, even they are performing a very, what we can say, they are in so much depression. It is because they are not getting proper mentoring from their teachers. Okay, so these things need to be catered. Regular yoga, meditation should be included in the curriculum for the spiritual upliftment of the children. Also the spiritual upliftment of the teacher also. So there are some challenges of curriculum leadership in schools. What are the challenges? Multiple and conflicting goals. Whatever has been designed in our curriculum or planned in our curriculum, it is not possible to carry out or implement each and everything prescribed in the curriculum. So it is a challenge because we have a certain time frame, we have a limited time period. In that particular time period, we have to achieve that particular goal. So we have multiple and conflicting goals. It is not possible on the part of the academic leader or teachers or the particular institution or school to achieve that particular goal, multiple goals within a particular time frame. Developing a focus for school improvement. So it is also a challenge. Focus for school improvement. Since curriculum leadership has a main focus to increase the efficiency of the school. So we have to, as a curriculum leader, we have to identify and implement that